This is my story about loving art so much that you want to see it change for the better. That is what I know, above all.
Wow, that was really good.
Right? I wish I could be a part of that change.
Me too. Wait, actually I can.
Art has a cool way of influencing society, shaping opinions and communicating experiences,
Kimberly Drew talks about this in her book, This Is What I Know About Art,
while highlighting the importance of Black representation in art. So today, Ava and I will explore that representation in art spaces throughout St. Pete. There's so many talented artists in our community.
Our first featured artist has a studio at the Art Exchange.
Let's check it out.
What is digital art?
I myself, digital art, for me, is endless. You can use Procreate, you can use Photoshop. I believe anything that uses technology and you use to create art with.
Where do you find your inspiration?
Mainly my community and the past artists. You have like Basquiat, Kerry James Marshall, Carol Walker. A lot of them are great inspirations for me.
What's your favorite piece to date?
I would have to say my Reading Rainbow piece. It represents just the knowledge and the encouragement and just, I believe it encourages our community today that no matter what, with birds you need wings to fly, but you really don't. I believe the ability to fly has to do with just your focus and your ability and your courage. My biggest mission with my art is just to encourage and inspire my community, that they're Black is beautiful, and just no matter who they are, that they need to be themselves.
Do you have any advice for kids who would like to become digital artists?
Art is who you are, so never be afraid to express who you are, never be afraid to be you. With digital art, there's endless possibilities to be you.
I love how Mr. Nick's art makes me feel good about my skin.
Kimberly Drew explains how important it is for us to see that change, especially in large spaces.
Like museums?
Yeah, let's go.
He's pretty much the definition of a multidisciplinary artist, which means he works across all types of media, from painting and drawing to sculpture and installation, even performance photography. But something that really drives his work is this idea of, presenting the complex whole of the Black experience. And for him, that means that he's really digging into images of Black leisure. And so that's why we're standing here. This is a June 1967 spread from Ebony magazine, and it shows Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on a working vacation in Jamaica. And so these images were unlike any that Derek Adams had seen before, and he really has used images such as these as a jumping off point for his work. There's actually a quote on that label from Derek Adams where he really talks about, how surprised he was by these images, and he really wanted people to see them, just to remind people that we're all complex human beings, and even Dr. King had these times of leisure. Derek Adams is really inspired by his personal memories of floating in a pool. The series began when he plugged in the hashtag floaties on Instagram, and he just didn't see enough images of Black people, and he wanted to make sure that he was expanding the narrative to make sure that his experiences of lounging on a pool, on a float, were made more widely available. He's normalizing these types of images, which is so important. So this is a print. It's a self-portrait of the artist on his custom-designed black unicorn float. It's the puzzle block technique, which means that no blocks of wood can touch one another during a print run. So it's a huge puzzle trying to figure out how to get all the colors correct. You can see the fragmentation of the face, the sort of different colors that he uses. I think it's sort of representing the different hues that make up everyone's skin tones, but it also suggests this sort of fragmentation, this idea of there's so many complex pieces that make up one person.
Portrait felt like a celebration of joy. Reminds me of our family.
Exactly. But the truth is, not everybody has access to seeing art in big spaces.
Some of my favorite art is outside.
Like over there.
Why is it so important for you to have art outside?
It's pivotal that there's representation for all communities. Though my artwork was intentionally built for an institutional space, my public artwork is for everyone to access. It's for you, it's for me, it's for our grandparents, and for people who look like us, and for different shades of all people. And the patterns really represent a universal language, one in which is communicating how we are in the present, connected to the past, and really trying to find a better future. In order to come up with the universal language, I had to travel all over the world. So I couldn't just paint. I had to make sure that the paintings were informed. So traveling through Europe and Asia and Africa and all of these different beautiful spaces, because I'm searching for that universal language that connects us all. Art really takes you outside of your boundaries and lets you fly a bit and lets you explore spaces very differently.
Miss Dallas' art has a really cool reminder of how we all are connected.
No matter who or where you are. So what do you know about art?
Art is a language, and language needs to be inclusive of everyone who's part of this universe. And being a universal language, that means including people of color, Black communities, trans communities, and artists of all types.
Art is love. Art is a reflection of me.
To me, art is therapeutic. It's a place where I find salvation.
Art, to me, is a way of passing on a narrative of lived experience.
Art is your very existence, from living, breathing, thinking, being aware of your conscious, is just an expression of who you are.
Art is the ability to express yourself and the freedom to try new things and create whatever you want to create.
Art is life.
Art has the ability to wake us up. Art has the ability to be inclusive and to create a social change.
I believe it's a beautiful opportunity for us to be seen in a new light.
So representation is invaluable, and Black representation in particular, we need to see more of it.
Today was so much fun.
Not only did we see some amazing artists in their work,
but we got to learn about the importance of Black representation in art.
Whether it be in museums, studios, or even outside, you should always know that you belong.
So what do you want to read about next?